First of all, I want to say good evening to everyone. I want to thank the PCFO for allowing me to be here on behalf of the City of Youngstown. I work for some of the greatest people around the world, and those are the citizens of Youngstown. But I also have to let you know I work for some of the toughest people around the world, and those are the citizens of Youngstown. And anytime you have to deal with issues that deal with those individuals in my community, you have to be on your P's and Q's. Now, Joe, I thought this was going to be like the Academy Award, and as we speak, individuals talk, and then I hear the music. You did not play any of the music, Joe, and you will not play any music tonight, right after, for me, Joe. Yeah, so now you're going to do that. I'm sitting there, I'm like, he's about to play the music. I know they're going to play the music. The mic's going to go down on the floor. None of that happened, man. I thank you guys so much. For me, being a young man growing up in the city of Youngstown, my grandmother used to always give me kind of a knowledge base of how to lead, and I didn't know it at the time. But when it was four of us, my cousins, and three of us were the same age. I don't know what my mother and the sisters and brothers were thinking, but we were all the same age. And we had one younger cousin. He was about 3 years younger than us, and he seemed to always want to tell what we were doing wrong. And the biggest question my grandmother was asked him was, "What are you doing?" And all the time, he never had an answer for that. And as I start leading, my question is always to myself is, what are you doing? As a mayor, I always ask, what are you doing? Are you causing the problem, or are you looking for solutions? I just always look for me personally. I think about, here's what I'm doing. I'm becoming a grandpa, Sarita. I got an electric weed whacker now. I'm doing my part. I got electric hedge clippers. I'm doing my part. I compost now. I am doing my part. I even tighten the cap on my gas cap when I'm putting in so I'm doing my part. But as a leader in your city that's been left with legacy issues such as the steel mills, and back then they had no desire to worry about the next generation. They polluted our rivers because they had to cool the steel with our rivers, and now our rivers, I'm 53, I've always been told, don't drink out of that river, don't fish at that river, and just don't go near that river. And we've got to do something better for the next generation that's coming after us. So this moratorium came because we told the state we don't want it. We don't need it. Our people are already sick. We had come off of COVID, and we knew this is one of the zip codes that was one of the most sickest areas in our community, but one of the most greatest opportunities for economic development that we needed. And they said, well, as you know, those bureaucrats can do, Mayor Berger. Well, they checked all the boxes. And we said, the only box that they didn't check, the citizens said, we don't want it. They didn't get that permission. I always ask the question, well, what are you doing? So they had a public hearing at one of our local centers. Everybody showed up. I couldn't believe it was filled to the rim. It smelled like liniment. It was loud, but they came out. The bonnets, everything they were there. We told them we didn't want it. What did they do? They gave them the permit anyway. One of my famous leaders, Cassius Clay, says, it's not the fact that you get knocked down, it's the fact that you get back up. When they gave that permit, the city, we just started thinking, well, is that it for us? Will we just lay down and let this happen? And if you've ever been to Youngstown, Ohio, we fight till there's no more fight in us. Between our law department and our city council and all of our legal people, and we had environmentalists from all over the state of Ohio that came and said, how about a moratorium? And we said, here we go. We just put together our second moratorium for this company, not to tell us that we're going to burn tires is going to be good for you and your environment and for your next generations. Listen, I want to thank you guys for allowing us to continue the fight. If you want to tune into a good fight, tune into channel Youngstown, Ohio, about keeping the next generation clean for our next people. Thank you.